have been experienced where so me and her tricked a guy when we was young into having sex. Girl, I told you not to. Don't say that, girl. I mean, bitch, we been open. Then you want to be messy about LA?
What
So we
happened?
did.
Tell it.
We no, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm older now. But we was at a club. Long story making sure after the club, we brung the guys over to our house or whatever. And this was in DC, not Atlanta. Yeah, this was in DC.
Okay.
So we was really drunk. The guys was really like drunk, and all I heard was, but it was from what Shay was doing in her room. But our rooms was like literally this close to each other. Like literally you can walk out or whatever. So, but the lights was off too in her room. So I'm like, Shay, what are you doing? She was like, I don't know. So I was like, well, he's with me. So I'm like, do he know? She was like, no. I was like, how you do it? How you do it? How you do it? Because the guy I was with was so fine. I really wanted it. So she was like, just, pull your drawers down. Just let your ass be out. And then hold his hands back or whatever, and then just stick it in. So I tried it and it actually worked. So the whole time he was like, this some good pussy, this some good pussy. So next thing you know, I said, okay, we finished. Long story making sure I text him like, oh, I'm pregnant. Cause he nutted at me or whatever. We did have unprotected. I'm clean or whatever, but it was the first time he was drunk or whatever. So he texted me the next morning and was like, hey, did we use a condom or whatever?
So last year, between October 2022 and September 2023, over 320 transgender was murdered, beaten, and stabbed, right? And any crime against a transgender is considered a hate crime because of their sexual orientation. And no violence against any group, no matter what their sexual orientation is, what their religion is, what their skin color is, whatever ideas they may have, that is no justification for murder. But one thing here, and it's not to like use this video to overshadow the deaths of those people who died, right? But a lot of these victims, their victims, in this case, two men was their victims. It's situations where the victims find out that these are not biological women and they feel robbed. And in cases they beat, and in worst cases, they unalive these people, right? We're listening to a video of two twins that so happen to be trans. Trans. What are the odds of both of your kids being trans? And that's walking us through a situation where not only they tricked drunk men, or maybe these guys knew. They might have knew. Cause I mean, you gotta I'm pretty sure a lot of us men can tell the difference. I don't see how you can not know where you're entering, right? But not only that, she walked her through on how to scheme on the other guy and how to take it from him. In other words, even though he was willing, but to take something from him that he ain't know he was giving. And that's his heterosexuality, if that's a word, right? And I think that you shouldn't rob a person for their right to choose. You should never be able to take a person's right to choose. And in that case, that identifies one of the definitions of what great would be. And not only that, she wanted all what he finished. He finished the sentence. The story was saying that the man finished in him, and that to add to the lie that he was pregnant. And listen to the rest of this.
When he's playing clueless, I was like, no. He was like, what if you get pregnant? I was like, we'll know in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, I texted him. I was like, yo, I'm pregnant. And he was like, well, I can't afford no baby. I'm in college right now, blah, blah, blah. How much money do you need? So I was like, 350. I don't know shit about abortion. So I was like, give me 350. I go get an abortion.
Yeah.
He sent me 350. I blocked him. Period. That was it.
Wow.
And this is okay, right? Like so proud and loud about this situation where honestly this video should be used in court and to lock them up, and hopefully those men say, hey, it was us. But ain't no man the way people get crucified. Look at the situation with Meek Mills, this plan with him being hinted in an indictment against Puffy, a lawsuit, excuse me, and how people look at men that's not even really gay. Just trolling them. Imagine being these two guys, stepping forward to press charges. And I'm pretty sure this is not the first time they deceived somebody. The first one, Shay, knew a way around to deceive guys into having sex with them. And she showed the twin brother how to do the same. They say the majority of the transgender people that's murdered are black. In that, I think they said like 94%, and probably the majority of those are sex workers. So you could put one and two together, man. Just be honest about whatever it is you're doing. Be open with people. I seen a lot of discussions online about when do they let a person know they're trans. Some say they're not going to give the information out in the beginning because hey, the person may not be interested in them, right? But I think if you don't tell a person in the beginning, everything else is leading them on. Then now, you're putting them in a situation where as though like they might have liked you a little bit, but the whole time they thought you was a woman, a biological woman, and you weren't. So I think one of the best cases here is honesty. You shouldn't take anything from anybody bad enough, and these would be the same people that probably will joke a man like, hey, he think he's this, but he had sex with us. So like this is weaponized. It's just so many different ways you could go with this, but this is not right. And hopefully these brothers get justice because in my opinion, they took something from those men that they'll never get back. Never.